They are born from nothing, small whirlwinds that no one notices, but feeding on the warmth of the ocean, they gain strength. Their eye is a center of calm, surrounded by a wall of wind, rain, and destruction. Hurricane, a name that evokes terror. Today we will talk about the 5 most powerful and deadly hurricanes in history. Giants that not only broke trees, but also changed cities and remained in people's memories forever. Let's start with the hurricane that became a symbol of natural disaster for an entire generation of Americans. Hurricane Katrina. August 2005. Katrina reached the 5th and highest category of intensity. Its peak wind speed reached 175 miles per hour, which is equivalent to an EF3 tornado. But the most frightening thing was not the force of the wind, but the destructive storm surge up to 8.5 meters high that hit the Gulf Coast. The levees protecting New Orleans failed. The city was flooded. 80% of the territory was flooded. According to estimates, more than 1,800 people died. Katrina was not just a natural disaster, but also a humanitarian catastrophe that revealed serious problems in the U.S. emergency response system. The consequences were felt for years. Let's move to October 2012. A giant storm named Sandy is approaching the Atlantic Ocean. It was not the strongest storm in terms of category, but its enormous size and unusual trajectory made it one of the most destructive in U.S. history. Although peak wind speeds did not exceed 115 miles per hour, they were consistently high, which combined with the size of the storm caused enormous damage. Sandy was dubbed a superstorm because of its scale and destructive storm surge of up to 4 meters, which flooded the streets of New York City and hit New Jersey and other states. The wind uprooted trees, and storm surges crashed onto the shore, destroying homes and infrastructure. Sandy claimed the lives of 233 people in 8 countries. The economic damage amounted to about $70 billion. This disaster showed how vulnerable even the largest megacities are to natural disasters. Let's move to the Indian Ocean. November 1970. Cyclone BHOLA struck the coast of East Pakistan and the Indian state of West Bengal. This storm is still considered the deadliest cyclone in history. Official data on wind speeds at the time were inaccurate, but estimates put them at 127 miles per hour. The exact number of victims is unknown, but estimates range from 300,000 to 500,000 people. The reason for such a huge number of victims was not only the force of the wind, but also a huge storm surge of up to 10.5 meters high that flooded the low-lying islands of the Ganges Delta. People simply did not have time to evacuate. The consequences of this disaster were not only humanitarian, but also political. The inaction of the Pakistani government was one of the reasons for the liberation movement and the war that resulted in the creation of an independent Bangladesh. October 1998. Hurricane Mitch reaches Category 5 and heads for the coast of Central America. The wind speed was terrifying, but it was not the winds that caused the real disaster, but the rain. The maximum wind speed in Mitch reached 180 miles per hour, making it one of the strongest hurricanes in the Atlantic. Mitch literally hovered over Honduras and Nicaragua, dumping up to 900 millimeters of rain on them. This led to catastrophic flooding and landslides that claimed the lives of more than 11,000 people. Thousands were reported missing. Infrastructure, roads, bridges, everything was washed away by the floodwaters. Millions of people were affected. We conclude our list with one of the strongest tropical cyclones in recorded history. Super Typhoon Haiyan, known in the Philippines as Yolanda, November 2013. It hit the Philippines with incredible force. Wind gusts in Haiyan reached 195 miles per hour, making it one of the strongest hurricanes in history in terms of this indicator. The wind force was devastating, but the most deadly factor was the storm surge of up to 6 meters that washed away coastal cities, including Tacloban. More than 6,300 people died, and thousands more were missing. This tragedy showed that even with advanced warning systems, a hurricane of this magnitude can be deadly. These 5 hurricanes are not just a list of natural disasters. They are stories of human courage, resilience, and hope. They remind us how fragile our world is and how important it is to be prepared for the worst-case scenarios. But they also show how we, as humans, can come together, help each other, and rebuild. Nature will continue to show its power, but our job is to be ready for it and to remember. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to learn more about our amazing and sometimes frightening world.